shooting this because the first time I did it, it wasn't in focus. Alright, so I've already boraxed all these slimes. They're good to go. That's the metallic one. That's that scented slime one, which is like a crunch slime. And that one is that new fairy type I showed on the video. So, what I'm going to do, this is the clay. That's clay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of each one. Just like a teeny bit, not a lot. Alright, there's that one. And then... oh, this one's a little bit trickier. I may have over-boraxed it just a teeny tiny bit. Alright. There's that one. Alright. And then this one has a weird, it has that weird type foamy stuff going on. So we're just gonna, oh my gosh, I don't want to grab too much. That looks like a lot, but the way this foam is made, the way this slime is made, it's kind of that way. You either get a handful, you don't get any. It's really weird. Alright, so as you can see, I have the blue one, the metallic blue one, the green one, and then that other one. So now we're going to come over here to our clay, and I'm just going to put it on top of each one. Just grabbing a little bit. I don't want to waste it, because we're just doing an experiment, Alright, so I'm going to start with this one. Just kind of see how it blends. If I do it right, it should create a butter slime. It doesn't seem like it's meshing very well though. It's a pretty color. It's a really pretty color, but it's not completely blended, so I'm going to try to like squeeze it more. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. That's a really pretty slime. Oh my gosh, that looks like almost like a baby blue. Wow, that is pretty. Because that highly pigmented one with that butter, see, that's basically a butter slide. See how it's performing? That's basically a butter slime now. Now I can add a little bit more clay in there, but this looks really good. Like I've always wanted a baby blue one. That's really cool. Alright, just gonna roll that one to the side. Alright, the next one we're gonna do is the green one. This one's a little bit harder because this is that crunch slime. And crunch slime doesn't always blend as easily. It just doesn't. There's just something in the mechanics that don't always allow it to mix as well. Because it's not made to be a butter. This one again, you can already see the hue in there is changed color. It's completely gone from green to blue. That is insane. I'm going to take a little bit more just because the type of material this is needs more. It just needs a teeny tiny bit more. Isn't that insane how it turned from completely green to blue? That is crazy. Alright. There we go. That's pretty buttery. When you can rub it out like that, that's butter. It's a crinkly type butter, but it's still butter. Alright. So we're done with that one. Oh my gosh, these started to stick together. Did you see that I accidentally stuck a piece to that one? Whoops. Alright. And then last but not least, is this purple one. It'll be interesting to see what this one does. Because if you aren't familiar with that fairy slime, it's a new type of slime that sort of breaks up. So anything you put in it, it's just going to absorb it. It doesn't mix like normal. We're getting a really neat tie-dye effect right now. This one too, I think is going to need more. See, it's sticking. You notice the properties of this one stick. The other ones don't stick to the thing. This one's not blending very well. So, come over here. We're going to grab about this much. That seems like a lot, but trust me, it needs a lot. Because the thing about slime is you want to sort of fold it in and then just press at it like I'm doing right now. It's going to look messy and it's almost going to look like you're not getting anywhere. But the reason why I told you that it's going to be harder with this one is because it's the type of slime you're dealing with. This is a slime that is very constrictive. It's not meant to blend because it's supposed to come apart, you know, like I showed you before. So just be aware that when you're dealing with this one, it's going to be real sticky, it's going to be real messy, and by the time you get it buttery, like I'm getting it right now, it's finally kind of turned to butter. That's what it's going to look like. So you see the colors are finally starting to blend, but I'm having to blend them real hard. Like you see how easy I went on the other ones? I'm literally having to dig in this one to get it to work. And some of that other purple color still hasn't fully dissolved. So basically, if you're going to do this one, that's going from that fluffy fairy type slime to blending it, you just need to add a lot. And then when it butters, you're pretty well done. This one you can always add a little bit more to, but it doesn't need a whole lot. I mean, it's good as it is right now. So this one's actually probably the best out of all three. But it's a little flimsy. It's a little... Alright, so that one stayed purple, which is interesting. I wasn't sure if it would, but let's just see the butter on that. Alright, and then we have the greenish one that turned almost to blue. Let's see the butter on that. That one, see, it's not going to do as well because it's sort of a, it has that crinkly crunch in there. Alright, last but not least is that blue, which I should have done way more, obviously, because you can tell it needed just a teeny tiny bit more. And honestly, this color is so pretty. I don't think I've ever seen a color that pretty. Like, I would love to make batches of just this color. It is insanely nice. Alright, it's time for the grand finale. We're going to take this one, and all that little teeny bit of blue. And we're going to blend it. And this will be our final result. Getting bigger. It looks like it's absorbing mostly that purple color, which is really interesting. Because that pretty baby blue I had was really nice, but this one looks like it's absorbing all of the blue, which is really weird. It's almost taking the blue and purple and creating a gray if you look at it. And whenever you're blending, guys, you gotta like actually butter it. Like you want to spread the whole thing to make it really big, because that's how you make sure it's mixed properly. And then always roll it. This one's kind of sticky, which is weird because they all been borax, but yeah. That's probably the clay, actually. Alright, so now... And that's it. It's like a weird, almost like a flat matte gray. I should have done more of that blue one in the first thing. Actually, I think I'm going to do a whole thing of just that blue one because that was the prettiest color. That blue and and baby blue looked really good. I think that's what we're gonna do. Comment below which one you like the best.